Coming up on the Beaver News, find out all about Eating Disorder Awareness Week. Also, see where sober students recovering from substance abuse can go to feel comfortable. All that and more coming up. Hello and welcome to the Beaver News. I'm EJ Alba.
And I'm Kiana Hatch. We're glad you could join us this evening. President Ed Ray recently announced a tuition increase for the next school year, which raised some concern. Hannah Howie went out to get the facts about what a tuition increase really means for OSU students.
It seems like the annual tuition increases come just as scheduled as course finals. This year, OSU tuition is expected to hike up 2.2% for in-state undergrads. This comes on the tails of a recent state investment of $665 million in higher education. So some wonder, why the increased cost for students?
State investment in higher education basically reversed from about a 2/3 percentage to a 1/3 percentage. And that meant that student tuition and fees, instead of being around $5,100 in 2014, 2015, were actually $9,122.
Sammy Al-Adraba, a former graduate representative for ASOSU, says some things are out of the university's control, like state spending on health care and the PERS retirement plan.
You have a big pie and you need to cut it in a fair way. Now we have a huge amount of the pie regarding what these promises that we have done in the past. And it's been shared with us, frankly, that the healthcare, public education, higher education will be impacted.
While more money out of your pocket may not sound ideal, Vice President Clark says your tuition dollars are essential. Your money is proposed to go towards more financial aid to benefit those who have lower income, the quality and quantity of advising so you have a faster track to graduate, saving money in the long run, and state-controlled employee benefits. Still, students can do more to fight future tuition increases.
We have 10% turnout to vote on those who represent us to set the tuitions, and that's very low. Your legislator is doing their best. They might be hearing from lobbyists, they might be hearing from unions, but they're not hearing from you as much as they need to. Talk to them, tell them why this is important for you. Your story matters.
This is Hannah Howie with the Beaver News.
For more on this story, pick up a copy of today's Daily Barometer newspaper.
This week, ASOSU brought awareness and shined some light on the National Eating Disorder Awareness Week.
For eating disorders. This year's national theme is 3 minutes can save a life through screening and prevention. And then Thursday we are doing scale positivity in the quad. So we're going to have some scales out here. You can write positive messages on them. You can just choose to stand on one that already has a positive message, but we're encouraging students to stand on them.
Today in the quad we are covering the numbers on the scales, and we are replacing them with positive body messages written by students in order to promote National Eating Disorder Awareness Week and to let people know that you are worth more than the numbers.
Another great community has formed here on campus in order to help OSU students thrive. It is known as the Collegiate Recovery Community. Here's Cassidy Wood in the newsroom with more information. Cassidy?
Thanks, Kiana. There has been a new community of students who have come together here on campus in the last 2 years in order to help each other recover from substance abuse problems. I was able to sit down with one of the key members of the CRC as well as her supervisor to see what the CRC is all about. The CRC is an amazing clubhouse center where any student of OSU suffering from addiction can come and feel safe in a welcoming environment. I was able to meet with one of the clubhouse members to learn a little bit more about what all the CRC has to offer.
The CRC is really called the Collegiate Recovery Community, and it's here on campus. We have a clubhouse for students that are in recovery, which means they're free from alcohol or drugs. This space is a really safe space for me on campus. I came to OSU a couple years previous to this, like when I wasn't sober. So starting over and being on campus sober, I could get away from those places and come to the CRC and feel like, you know, I had a space on campus that was okay for me to be at, and kind of like have the stigma be taken away that I was an alcoholic addict.
I was also able to sit down with one of the key supervisors of the facility, John Ruyak, to talk a little bit about how they were first founded and to see how far they have come.
A person, Dr. Robert Reff, who works for Student Health Services, saw that there was a need for this type of support, went to higher level administration on campus, and it didn't take too long for there to be immediate buy-in for saying that we need this type of support on campus. We got the go-ahead, we got some funding, and then we got the clubhouse space, and then we started taking in members.
John encourages all OSU students who feel like they may be suffering from addiction to come into the CRC.
Friday night hangouts that we open up to people who are looking for sober events on a Friday night. There's also open coffee hours that vary depending on the term, and those are staffed by CRC staff members. You can find those times on our website.
Collegiate Recovery Community is a great place where students can come and build real relationships with people who will encourage them to make better lifestyle decisions. This has been Cassidy Wood with Beaver News.
Coming up after the break, see what students have planned for the upcoming spring break. Also, find out how students were able to get their personal items repaired here on campus. We'll be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to the Beaver News. On Wednesday night, the OSU store hosted their winter term repair fair. The event was sponsored by the student group Waste Watchers, a joint group of Campus Recycling and the Student Sustainability Initiative. Oregon State students and members of the Corvallis community brought their damaged clothes, bikes, and appliances to the event. Volunteer teams then taught them how to repair their items. This was all to promote the ideas of reduce, reuse, and recycle.
It's important because we live in a society of consumerism that it's a throwaway society. When something breaks down, people just buy it new. When in reality it can be fixed usually in like 5 minutes or just a little bit more time with some extra parts or just some love and care. So we put on the repair fairs to try to teach people not only the skills of how to repair those things, but just also to let people know that things can be repaired and hopefully instill that sense of DIY skills and expertise. We've gotten in things from science equipment to fencing gear when the fencing club got rid of a bunch of their stuff. Yeah. We get books, we get clothing, everything. If you can imagine it being on campus, it goes through here at some point. We've even sold livestock and boats.
The event also hosted several do-it-yourself demonstrations, from water bottle decoration and making seat starters to learning how to repair or darn your socks.
We've had a pretty rainy winter this year compared to the years past, and with the sun peeking out this week, Polly got a little antsy about springtime. So we sent her out to the quad to see what people have planned for the upcoming spring break.
The sun is shining here in Corvallis, reminding us all that spring term is right around the corner. I'm out here asking people what they're doing over spring break because I thought it was our last show. Turns out we got one more next week, but we're going to go ahead and ask anyway because the sun has got us feeling good. Spring break's coming up. Max Mullaney, what do you have planned?
I'm going to go to Washington, D.C. to see a bunch of friends.
Are you also planning on eating my microphone?
No, why?
For spring break, probably just going home and making sure that I'm not doing anything.
Nothing. Hard term. You need a break?
Oh, absolutely.
Dancing Mike, what are your plans over spring break?
As usual, to dance and have a good time.
That sounds fantastic.
Can I enjoy the spring?
Yes.
Maybe hit up a Six Flags.
That sounds like fun. Maybe puke a little bit. Good question. There's babies. Oh. I'm gonna cry. So where's home for you?
Home? Home is Portland, Beaverton area.
Okay.
Beaverton around Sunset High School, but
I used to live in Sunset District.
Really?
What middle school did you go to?
Awesome. Stoller.
I went to Stoller! Spring break plans, you guys. What you got for me?
Going back home to Seattle, playing some golf, chilling, sleeping, enjoying life.
Sounds like a dream.
Well, me and about probably a quarter of our fraternity are headed down to San Diego to hang out over the course of the break, so that's going to be a real good time.
Wow, that does not suck.
No, it does not.
So what are your plans over spring break?
I'm going to LA to go see my friends and my sister do competitions here.
Oh, have you ever been there before?
Yeah.
Really? Are you excited to go again?
Yes.
Oh, fun. And what about you, Isaac?
I don't know exactly what, but my plans are probably to eat and sleep.
Are you road tripping back up to Seattle?
I am, yeah. I'll probably take the train, actually.
Oh, do you have any buddies to go with?
No, unfortunately not.
Spend some quality time with yourself, man.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty all right, you know?
And what is your plans for this spring?
I would love to dance with you, but I mean...
Really? Watch out for your feet.
Oh my god.
You can dance around the corner.
Can I do it? Can I do it? You're making it possible.
There you go.
Woo! With just a few weeks left in the term, freedom is in the headlights. Spring break, bring it on.
Hi.
Oh, yes, thank you. This has been Polly Lisacek with Beaver News.
Well, that looked like fun. What do you got going on for spring break? I know it's still like a month away. But
Yeah, no, me and the fam are heading down to California. We're going to go to Universal Studios. We've never been, and my friend's mom practically owns it, so he's going to help us get into it, and it's going to be a good time. What about you?
That's really weird because I'm going to Universal Studios and Disneyland the first weekend in April, so a late spring break.
Oh, so you're skipping school then?
Yeah, I guess I won't see you there.
Yeah, I guess not.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Kiana Hatch. Thanks for watching.
And I'm EJ Alba. For more Beaver News, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch us on YouTube. And stay tuned for Beaver Sports Show coming up next. We have sports show anchor Logan McGinnis in the newsroom. What do you have for us tonight, Logan?
On the show tonight, we have some magic that happened in Guild Coliseum yesterday, Women's Basketball Senior Day, trading faces, and top plays. Stay tuned.
In many terms, yet the ones that stand out are lazy, entitled, and overall unambitious. But are we? We are the future leaders of innovation, and it's time to come out behind the screen.
I know you've heard it all before, that college students are faced with an abundance of rising debt. But what if there was a way to save thousands of dollars every year? Would you do it?
Our generation is the lowest voter demographic. In 2014, a U.S. Census stated that the #1 reason we did not vote is because we're too busy. Yet, for the minutes it takes to vote, we spend 7.5 hours in front of a screen daily. Politicians are not likely to represent the ideals and beliefs of the lowest voter demographic. Apart, change is near impossible. Yet if we work together, they could not ignore our acknowledgement.
Students and parents, tuition is rising every year, so do something about it. Unemployment is rising every year, so do something about it. If you don't like something in your legislation, do something about it. Voting is the key to change, and together we can break the cycle and change history. Do something about it.
looking for Thompson. Collects in the backcourt. The clock's starting to run. At half court, 2 seconds left. Goes up for the three-pointer. Oh my gosh! Thompson. Oh my gosh! Oh, it's over! Oh, oh my goodness! Stevie Thompson Jr.
And how's it? That was KBVR FM broadcaster Josh Warden and Brendan Slaughter on the call last night. Welcome to the Beaver Sports Show. I'm your host, Logan McGinnis.
And I'm your host, Jake McGrady. And wow, that was some magic in Gill Coliseum last night.
Jake, feel my pulse. Oh yeah.
You're good.
My adrenaline is still pumping. Man, that was an instant classic last night. And if you guys missed it, you must have been living under a rock like Patrick Starr.
Shame on you.
Let's roll some highlights. To kick things off, we got Olaf going backdoor to GP2. Finesse lay-in right there. And McDonald's, can you order me a double-double? Eubanks with 17 points and 13 rebounds. Collects his own miss on the slam right there. Next, Washington's thigh bull, splitting the Beavs D for the slam, getting a slam dunk of his own. Next, we have Duvivier. Well, he's fine, Mr. Netherlands, 4-3. Do you want to build a snowman? Next, we got GP2 expanding his range. Give me my change. Cha-ching! 49-45 Beavs after the first half. The man with double names, Andrew Andrews, getting buckets. He had 30 points on the day. And Eubanks. Flashback to some Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Hook shot is good. Next, Stevie Thompson, one-man fast break and one. Stevie, we'll see you soon, real soon. Next, we have one of the best point guards in the country, Andrew, showing why he really is. In the second half here, Gary the Payton II slams it home with the lefty hammer. GP2 with 15 points on the day. Beavs down by 4 here. Trace Tinkle trying to make something out of nothing. Nails it. Beavs now within 2. Andrews doing all he can for the Huskies. Gets a nice little step back right there, and these are where things start getting crazy. Beavs down by 2. 3.3 seconds on the clock. Stephen Thompson Jr. back at it again with the game-winning shot. Oregon State defeats Washington 82-81 in an instant thriller. Afterwards, Thompson and Tinkle discuss the victory.
Try to stay pretty level-headed throughout the whole game. Stay pretty even keel. Try not to get too up, get too down. But trust me, on the inside, I'm really excited. I was really excited on the stretch after I made the shot, and that's what it is. I try to just keep it inside.
Curl screen for Stevie. Gary towards the ball. Trace running the middle of the floor. We knew one of those two would be open, and we said 3 seconds was an eternity, 3-point whatever. That we could, if we caught it deep enough, we could get to the 3-point line on the other end of the court, and he showed great patience and balance and knocked down a big one for us. And the players were like, we're going to win this, guys. We're going to win this. Believe, believe. Gary kept saying believe, and sure enough, that was pretty unbelievable.
Now on to some Lady Beavs basketball. Oregon State looked to tie their school record for most consecutive wins
and
at
I got
14.
you, Yake. I'm going to take this off from you right
Slide
here.
it in.
We got Jamie Weiser getting the lay-in right there. We got UCLA's Jordan Canada drops a triple. She had 15 points on the day. And Jamie, pop, lock, and drop it. Weisner led the Beavs with 25 points. And if Weiss was in a swimming pool, you find her in the deep end. Splash! 34-29 Beavs at the end of the half. Kennedy Burke with a smooth little jumper right there for UCLA. Next, Devin Hunter, go get some cash. The bank's open. There it is. Ruth. You know, there's a high percentage shot right there, and that's where you get it. UCLA had a tough time guarding Ruth on the day. Sydney drives to the lane and one. Lady Beavs, oh yeah, they're pumped. Nara Fields for UCLA, trying to withstand a strong OSU third quarter, but Oregon State's big three was just too strong for UCLA, led by Weisner, Weiss, and Hamblin. The Beavs pulled away in the fourth quarter and defeated the UCLA Bruins 64-54. After the game, Weisner and Coach Ruick talk about senior night.
We just relaxed. Like we mentioned before, just the emotion of senior day. We settled in a bit, and their pressure, we kind of got used to that and just said, just see clearly and just play our game. And after the first quarter was over, we just kind of rallied around that and just really focused in and just tried to stay calm.
When this crowd went crazy for those guys, how can you not get emotional? You know what I mean? I think that's what emotions are for, is for moments like that. And so that was tough, and it was really special. And that was just incredible. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
Moving on here, the Oregon State wrestling team moved up 2 spots to number 22 in the rankings. The Beavs cruised to a 36-9 victory over Boise State on February 21st in the regular season finale. Redshirt sophomore heavyweight Amavir Desi, 24-3, remained ranked number 9 by the open mat and number 10 by the intermat. He has won 10 consecutive matches since losing 3 in a row in early January and has a team-high 8 pins. Redshirt junior Joey Palmer, 23-9, has moved up 1 spot to number 18 in the open mats rankings, but is not in the intermats top 20. The Beavers, 11-6, have won 3 straight duels and 6 of its last 7 overall. Moving on. The gymnastics team junior Katiana McMillan won the beam outright and tied with teammate Mary Jacobson for first place on the bars to lead number 16 OSU to a convincing 196.85 to 195.35 victory over number 15 California. The Beavs, 7-3, 3-12, 3-2 in Pac-12 play, posted a season-high team score and cracked the 196-point barrier for the second meet in a row. They play Stanford next Monday at 7 p.m.
And coming up next, we have Trading Faces with BSS reporter Jeff Flo. Stay tuned.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
And welcome back to the show. We have Trading Faces with Jeff Lowe. Jeff, are you ready to morph into some new faces? I'm always ready, Logan.
Always. All right, Jeff, so you are Wayne Tinkle. Last night you pulled off an improbable win. How do you guys keep this momentum going and sort of keep the tournament hopes alive for the Beavs?
Well, Jake, we just got to keep winning out here. We got a big game against the Cougars this weekend, and then head back down to the LA schools. If we get a sweep there and we win out, I like our chances to get into the tournament and do some damage.
I like it.
All right, now you are Stephen Thompson. You possibly hit the biggest shot in OSU history in recent years, and you also had that shot against Utah. So does ice just flow through your veins, and how does this help the team going forward?
Well, you know, to quote Mark Jackson, I'm cold-blooded. And, you know, as far as the team goes going forward, I think it's a big win for me, Trace, Drew, and even you can throw Derek in there. Our four freshmen going forward, it's a big game, you know, for our future. I think we're heading in the right direction as a team.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Ben Simmons. Ben, last week you did come under heavy scrutiny when you came off the bench due to some academic issues. This caused a lot of people to question the one-and-done system in college basketball. What are your thoughts on the one-and-done system and the academic issues that you have faced so far?
Well, you know, if you ask me, I got no issue with the one-and-done system. It's the second semester of school. I'm pretty much done with classes now. I'm just focused on the NBA, gonna make my millions and get out of Baton Rouge with some cash.
All right, yeah.
All right, so
Sounds like a plan to me.
now you're a Joe Lunardi. Joe, this is the time of the year where you make your money. As recently as today, you had the Beavers as one of the last 4 teams out. As bracketology expert, what do you have the Beavs getting into the dance?
Well, you know, like Coach Tinkle said earlier today, or earlier in the show, we got the Beavers got to win out here, beat the Cougars first off, then head down to the LA schools, win convincingly, and probably win 1, maybe 2 games in Vegas, and then I think the Beavers are going to be looking good heading into the tournament.
All right, Damian Lillard.
I think it's Dame time.
Yeah, it is Dame time, or Dame Doll, as you know,
Big game,
the
Dame.
kids call you. You have a historic streak going on right now. You are the first player this NBA season currently with 30 points in 5 consecutive games. The Blazers are quote-unquote the hottest team in the NBA currently on a 6-game winning streak, looking to make it 7 tonight against the Rockets. What is your key and the team's key to the current success of the Blazers?
You know, currently my key is I'm channeling my inner Kobe here, going on 5 straight games, 30 points or more. I also got to give a lot of credit to my backcourt mate, C.J. McCollum. Then you also got to look at Miles Plumlee, Noah Vonleh, Mo Harkless coming off the bench. We're just clicking right now as a team. We're going to make it 7 tonight against Houston and keep this train rolling.
There it is.
That's
Jeff,
what we like to hear.
Thanks for coming on once again, and
Always
that's
good.
all we have for Trading Faces. Stay tuned after the break for some top plays.
You might want to roll a couple now minutes of.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
And welcome back, Beaver Nation. Fasten your seatbelts. BSS Top Plays coming at you in 3, 2, 1. Top Plays. And coming in at number 5, OSU Gymnastics Madeline Gardner flips and nails the landing. High fives all around.
Coming in at number 4, Sydney Weiss sets the level of difficulty at 10. Look at that lay-in, absolutely beautiful.
And coming up at number 3, Ronnie Bresser channeling his inner John Cena with the slam.
Coming in at number 2, GP2 sending players to the hospital with broken ankles. Look at that, slamming it home as usual.
And we have a special guest coming in. Read our number 1 play, Brendan Slaughter. Take it away.
Stevie Thompson Jr. takes the ball up the floor, launches up a 3-pointer, and it's home, and the Beavers take it away. Walk-off victory for Stevie Thompson Jr.
And there it is. Man, special night at Gill Coliseum. We still can't have it. Brendan.
Man of the hour.
Man of the hour, famous in KBVR right now.
Famous, you know it.
For the Beaver News and the Beaver Sports Show, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in once again. Good night, and go Beavs.
Go Beavs.